Welcome back to SnowRunner. You join us today at the farm in Smithfield Dam, which is where we left off in the last episode after we finished the mission The Essentials. If you haven't seen the episode, go back and have a look. It's actually a decent journey. Today, we're looking at the mission Hungry Workers. Now, we picked this mission up in the last episode after delivering the first load to the farm. It makes sense to do this as we're already here. So, 2 lots of consumables from the farm to the drilling site. There's also another mission we can pick up whilst there as well. So let's get the consumables on the back. We've still got the sideboard bed on the back of the Fleetstar F2070A, a go-to vehicle for any journey, so far anyway. And this seems to be fairly straightforward. The journey, I think, is going to have some really touchy moments. Touchy moments? I don't think that's the real word I wanted. That'll do though. Sketchy, I should say, I think. So there is a part of the journey that is going to be very tight, very narrow. I'm glad we're not taking a bigger truck. I think that would be a mistake and really tricky to navigate. I think as we are though, the Fleetstar does what it does and is better with a bed on the back. So we should be fine. One thing I noticed, and I don't know if anyone else has picked this up, when you actually put a load on the back of a vehicle, it tells you if you're losing power to weight ratio. I just noticed it when we picked up the consumables a minute ago, that the power to weight ratio is a certain amount, but when you start loading up the vehicle, it actually goes red and you lose a little bit. I'm assuming that's the weight, isn't it, and how that affects the vehicle going forward, having weight on the back. I've just never noticed that before now. You may need to pause the video as we put the consumables on the back to see it, but yeah, an interesting one, because it's something that I've mentioned before about weight being an issue and affecting trucks in different ways, and yeah, I've just noticed as we picked up this load, it seemed to go red. I don't know if it's red because we have a bit of damage on the engine from when we finished off the Essentials mission, or it's red because we've put weight on the back. That's the only thing I'm not sure of. I have to keep an eye on that going forward, just in case. But this is the first part that could be tricky because the front wheels come off the ground there. But managed to get through the narrow roadway, and we were talking about this when we did the exploring with the Scout 800. That some of these narrow roads, tracks, I don't know what you want to call them, muddy places, are going to be tricky with some of our big vehicles and big trailers. It may be a case that we always have to use this small back on the Fleetstar, potentially Kodiak. I don't know if it would make this journey very well because of the mud and stuff, and it doesn't have all-wheel drive, but these smaller backs may be better. Imagine trying to get that big sideboard trailer on around this kind of area. I think it's going to be tricky. It's going to keep getting caught. That's the problem. But so far so good. Just this journey is going to be very sketchy, and I'm going to be extremely nervous until this is done, just because of how dodgy some of these corners and turns are, how narrow they are more than anything else. Okay, we are getting a bit bogged down now in this mud at the bottom of this little hill. Let's try and winch ourselves forward a little bit more. Trying to use quick winch a bit more as well. I just think it is a lifesaver at times. It has helped us with the Scout when we're rolling and stuff. But sometimes I think if you've got the camera pointing in the right direction, this really does make a difference. So we're pulling ourselves up. We're doing okay. Obviously, we've got the all-terrain tyres on that we added previously. In the last episode as well, we ranked up to rank 7. So we're slowly making progress. All these jobs do start adding up over time. Okay, this is another narrow bit now. These rocks are not helpful. This path is so narrow. Imagine rolling down into the water down there, though. That would be really bad. So we're going to keep as tight to the right hand side as possible, but be wary of the rocks as well. Okay, it's so tight. It's so worrying doing these kind of journeys. And I trust the Fleetstar impeccably, but even so, these are just tight corners. We're going a bit sideways. No. Oh no. I connected the winch. I thought that was going to save us. It probably saved the truck from going fully over, but the load is already out. Yeah. I need to check. I don't think you can strap the load fully down. I know you can unpack a load and pack a load. I don't think you can strap it down to the bed though. But that is a massive mistake on my part. Maybe too much speed. I don't know. That was bad. Okay. We made it back to the farm. We recovered the Fleetstar, made it back to the farm, and we now go again. Same route. There is a different route we could take. We could head to the logging station and go from there, but I think that's going to be just as dodgy potentially. So we haven't got a choice. We're going to do this again. I need to maybe slow down. Maybe that's the issue there. I don't know. But I wonder... I couldn't find a way of doing it, but I wonder if we can... Is there a way of strapping the load down? So if you do roll, it stays? I don't think there is. I know you can unpack and pack, but I don't think it does what we think it's going to do. I think that's only for like... Because we've done it previously when we've picked up loose boxes, like the spare drilling parts and stuff. We pack those. But I think that's what stops loose boxes moving, whereas these don't move anyway. I don't know. Something I'll look at. But for this, we're going to continue on. We're going to try again. It's going to be the same route. And hopefully we can do it slightly differently this time. We kind of know what we're up against. I think it is definitely... We're going a bit too fast, taking the corner a little bit too tight, and just tipped in the end. The quick winch probably saved the truck, but didn't save the load, unfortunately. And in that moment, quick winch is the only thing you can do, because anything else takes longer, and obviously you tip over. And for all the praise I've given the Fleetstar, I don't think that was really the Fleetstar's fault. I think that was more my driving, my angle of acceleration, and yeah, a combination of maybe too much speed around that corner. But it is what it is. We can't change it. It is done. We go again, and hopefully better this time. That's the thing. We have talked about this in the comments previously as well. Do we show mistakes? Do we show these issues we had? And we have always shown issues. Obviously, if like we had the construction rig trailer, the issues we had in Black River with that, with the Fleetstar, and having to use the Kodiak and the crane and stuff to help us, we didn't show all of that because that would take forever. We spent hours sorting that out, and I don't want the videos to be more than half an hour kind of maximum. What do you guys think in terms of jobs that take longer than that? We've got the logging jobs, which potentially could be 4-6 loads. That's back and forth journeys. Do we split that if it takes too long? I can accept that some of these journeys are going to take 40 minutes roughly, 45 minutes maybe. Oh, bit of damage to the engine there as we caught the rock. Because that's just the journey. And I don't mind that. I try and keep the length of all the videos between 15 minutes and half an hour, but to finish a mission, it makes sense to finish it. I'm already on a way, let's do it, even if it takes like 40 minutes. I get that. And I try not to cut too much out. If we have to recover the truck and get back to picking up something, we've already done the journey once. I don't mind cutting that out. But I try not to cut out that much if I can help it. But where do we stand with long jobs, things like the logging, that we have to try at some point? Do we cut things out? Do we put it in 2 parts? I don't know. That's something that you guys... Let me know in the comments what you think. It's something I'm thinking about, something I'm kind of deliberating on at this point. I'm just not sure the best way of doing it. Okay. We're back. I can't remember exactly where we just rolled. It's around this kind of area. So, a bit slower, a bit more careful this time. Let's take it easy. Watch our turning angles. Just see if we can manage this. Keep them very close to the right hand side. Obviously there is a drop to the left there. And I need to remember this for in future deliveries to this kind of area. I don't want to make this mistake every time. So, was it? I should have left the boxes there so we could see where we made the mistake last time, so we could learn from it. I kind of picked them up immediately and just got rid of them because I thought that made sense. But actually, maybe I should have left them just so we could see where the issue was. Give us that pre-warning potentially. I don't know. Something I should do in future. We'll see. But so far we're okay. We are going a bit slower, you may notice, and that is because I'm being a bit more cautious now. I just don't want to make the same mistake twice. But so far we're okay. And as I say, I can't quite remember where the turn was that we made the mistake. It could be around this kind of area because it is quite an angle there. We're trying to stick to the right hand side really. That's awkward. I think we're okay though. Come on. Front wheels keep coming off. This is where the Fleetstar does struggle a little bit with the wheels coming off the floor. Slowly does it though. That's a bit of an angle. Okay, we're okay. I think we didn't get this far last time, I'm pretty sure. So I think this is the furthest we've been so far. And I think we're okay. I think that was the worst part of the journey, in fact. I think we're now probably free and clear. I think it's going to be muddy, but I don't think there's anything really dodgy like that we just had with the rocks and stuff. We can pick up a bit of speed. Bit of mud here though. Trying to... Probably could have stayed more to the left to stay on the thicker ground. We've got all-terrain tyres on, which are okay in the mud. They're not the best. Obviously mud tyres are the best, but all-terrain are the one we can afford, and because of our rank, which is 7 currently, is all we can have. The actual mud tyres and chain tyres, which won't work on this, it's mainly for snow in Alaska, but they all require higher rank. So all-terrain are all we can do, but definitely makes a difference. You know, imagine doing this journey with the road tyres we had on originally with the Fleetstar, and yes, the Fleetstar was fantastic in the early stages. All-terrain tyres have made it even better, but if we didn't have them all-terrain tyres, I don't think we'd make these journeys. I really don't. We're going to try and stick on the firmer grass on this left-hand side here, I think, just to avoid a bit of mud. I always try and do that where possible, stick on the firmer ground. But we're here. We have made it to the drilling site. It took the 2 attempts, but we've done it. Okay, there is a mission to pick up just here. We'll pick this up and have a look at what it is and where it is. Maybe it doesn't mean we're doing it now, but it just means we can see. So, across the river. Okay, interesting. Let's see where this is. You want us to deliver? I'm guessing that's the trailer that's literally there. The curtain side trailer to there. Really? How are we getting across that? I'm guessing you have to come from the left hand side. That would make the most sense. I don't think you're coming from the right hand side. I think you'd have to take the trailer up and round maybe. We're not doing that now. That's not going to happen. But yeah, I think that makes sense to do it from the other side, I would have said, but it will all depend what the other side looks like. But focus on what we're doing now, shall we? Made one mistake today, I don't want to make a second. So let's get these consumables delivered and get hungry workers finished. And then that's a job done at least. Oh, that was awkward. I nearly thought I was going to roll it then. Okay. Load management, come on. There we go. Consumables ×2, and that is mission complete. Hungry workers is done. 2 attempts, but it is done. I'm happy with that. I wish we'd done it in the first attempt, admittedly. But it is what it is. What can you do? Okay. What else can we do today? I did think there was a second mission that's nearby. More fuel. So more fuel. We need to take 2 lots of fuel to the forester's house. Now, fuel can be picked up on the fuel station, but it can also be picked up at the drilling site where we are now. And we've got the bed on the back, so we can pick up the fuel here and take it to the forester's house. It looks a fairly simple journey, to be fair. So it makes sense doing this. We're already here. We've got plenty of time left on the episode. I think we're good to go. Even with the mistake, we've got plenty of time. I could have shown the journey back from the garage to the farm, but I thought, obviously, time of video, it's kind of pointless. We'd already done it. Yeah, we were empty anyway. It wasn't really a journey, a load or anything. But let me know, what do you think? Should we have kept that in rather than taking it out? The journey back from the garage to the farm after we'd rolled? You know, I don't have an issue showing mistakes and messing up. That's not an issue. But that kind of journey just seems a bit pointless to show, since, you know, it's a bit difficult for me as well when I'm talking as well, because I've got when it happens, like, right, I'm probably going to cut this out, so I need to stop for a minute and then carry on when we get to a certain point and then kind of put that in. I don't know. We'll work it out. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. But Forester's house then, we have been past here because we've been this way with the Scout 800 when we were scouting out the north of Smithfield Dam, so we have been here. We know these tracks are pretty tough. I think mud tyres probably would be better here because it is a lot of muddy areas, but we can't have them yet, so we haven't got a choice. All-terrain tyres though, I think they're okay in the mud. I can't think what it actually says. I know road goes down once you take the road tyres off, obviously. I think they're average road. I think mud might be average as well. I don't know. I might have to have a look at that and just make a note of it. So next time we're doing this, you can actually see what the tyres are good for. Okay, this mud is getting a bit tricky as we make it up this hill though. But diff lock's on. I don't want to winch if we don't have to. You know, we're already halfway here. I'd rather the truck did it under its own steam. Go more to the right on the further grass there. That probably makes more sense. I'm just a little bit cautious of angles. You know, it's all well and good trying to get onto the firmer ground, but there's always a chance the angle that you go at trying to get onto the firmer ground can actually cause you to tip. But diff lock's working lovely, and the Fleetstar's pushing through. Oh, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That tipped a little bit. Oh, okay. That mud is deep. You can see how deep it is on the tyres as well. We haven't got far to go though. That's the thing. There is not far to go. Can we get onto this firmer ground on this right hand side? Is that? I don't want there to be a dip though. As we there, that's a dip. We're okay. I'm panicking a little bit, only because of what happened earlier. I think if it wasn't for what happened earlier, I'd be okay. But I'm panicking a little bit at these little turns when you're trying to get on the firmer ground. I think we're okay though. Diff lock off. Don't know. Should diff lock stay off? Yeah, picking up speed again. We're okay. It's always nice when the Fleetstar picks up speed. Okay, we're good again. Not far to go. We're here. Forrester's house is here. Okay, let's deliver this fuel. And that wasn't a too far a journey. I like the fact we can pick the fuel up from the drilling site, to be fair. That helped massively. And that is the task complete. Your fuel is done. And that is today's episode done as well. 2 missions complete. 1 mission we did twice, but we have managed to succeed. And 2 missions are off the list. Thank you for watching. Please let me know what you think in the comments. A like on the video does really help the video and the channel as well. And we'll see you next time for more SnowRunner.